One night, a group of young men were making their way back to their village after a long day of work in the fields. As they walked along the dark, deserted road, they suddenly heard a beautiful voice singing a haunting melody. Entranced by the sound, they followed it until they came across a stunning woman with long, flowing hair and piercing eyes. She introduced herself as Empusa, and invited them to join her for a drink by the nearby stream. As they sat and drank, the men couldn't help but feel enchanted by Empusa's charm. One by one, they began to feel drowsy until they all fell asleep. When they woke up the next morning, they discovered that Empusa had vanished, leaving them feeling drained and weak. They soon realized that their souls had been taken by the seductive creature. From that day on, the villagers would warn any young men who walked that road at night to beware of Empusa and her copper leg. It was said that she still roamed those parts, searching for her next victim to seduce and claim their soul. In ancient Greece, people often told stories of mythical creatures and demons that roamed the earth. One of the most renowned demons was the Empusa. Known for her ability to shape-shift into different creatures and a woman, she was said to be a demonic phantom. According to the Greek scholars Sudas and Crates of Malus, the Empusa was unique for having one leg made of brass and the other leg made from a donkey. Her name, which translates to one-footed, was also known as Onokole or Onoskeles, both meaning donkey-footed. Aristophanes, a Greek playwright, wrote about one of the encounters with the Empusa. In his play The Frogs, Dionysus and his slave Xanthias met the demon on their way to the underworld. The Empusa appeared before them and quickly transformed into a bull, a mule, a beautiful woman, and a dog, all while maintaining her one brass leg and the other leg made from cow dung. Xanthias was amazed by her shape-shifting abilities and recounted this to Dionysus. In a fragment of Aristophanes' lost play Tagonisti, the Empusa was said to be either Hecate herself or sent by Hecate. Hecate was a goddess associated with witchcraft and crossroads, and being associated with her revealed the Empusa's nefarious nature. Despite her frightening appearance, the Empusa's shape-shifting and unique leg features made her a fascinating creature in Greek mythology. Her tales have been passed down from generation to generation, cementing her place as one of the most memorable creatures in Greek folklore. In the late antiquity of Greece, there was a terrifying legend about Empusae, phantoms that preyed on young men. These creatures were notorious for their ability to seduce their victims before devouring them. According to the book Life of Apollonius of Tyana, an Empusa could take on the appearance of a beautiful woman to lure in its prey. One day, Apollonius himself encountered an Empusa while traveling. Instead of falling for its seduction, he used insults and cajoling to frighten it away. Later, the same Empusa returned and confessed to Apollonius that its intention was to fatten up the student it had targeted before feeding on him. The desire for the blood of young men, which was believed to be fresher and purer, led some to interpret the Empusa as a blood-sucking vampire. Despite their fearsome reputation, Empusae were also known to have a mischievous side. They were sometimes referred to as Lamia or Mormolike, and were known to display a sense of humor by playing tricks on people. However, their penchant for seducing and devouring young men ensured that they were always feared and respected. In ancient Greece, there was a creature called Empusa, a terrifying phantom-like being that haunted travelers in the night. She was said to have the ability to shape-shift into a beautiful woman to lure her unsuspecting prey into her grasp, only to transform into her true monstrous form when it was too late to escape. Empusa was known for having multiple feet, including one made of bronze, a donkey's foot, an ox's, a goat's, and a human foot. Her strides were uneven and wobbly, much like a lamia. Her appearance was frightening to behold, with sharp claws and glowing eyes that shone like fire. Even today, Empusa continues to capture the imaginations of modern storytellers and folktales. Some tales describe her as a creature that feeds on the blood of young men or suckles from the teats of cattle and lambs. Although Empusa's stories are not as commonly mentioned in oral traditions, there are still reports of sightings of her through the ages. One famous story comes from Arachova, a small town in western Greece that is known for its haunted tales. The story was collected by Bernhard Schmidt, a renowned documentarian and writer. Interestingly, there are other similar creatures such as Jello that are more frequently talked about in Greek mythology. Despite this, the story of Empusa continues to captivate those who hear it and serve as a reminder of the terrifying creatures that once roamed the ancient world.
Do you want to explore more Greek mythology stories? Who do you want to see featured next? Subscribe and leave a comment below to let me know. I'll see you in the next video.